Hey guys, it's Erica, and today I am going to show you how to print and cut a printable kit. Today I'm going to be using my garden party kit as an example, so let's go ahead and get that open. So first and foremost, when you download the files, you will get 4 zip folders. You're going to get the black PNG, the JPEG, the PDF, and the silhouette. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the silhouette files. I do not have a tutorial on how to use a Cricut, but that is what the black PNG files are for. Those are for tracing, as well as the JPEG and PDF. Those are also used for either hand cutting or for putting into your Cricut to actually cut your stickers. If you want to see a tutorial on how to trace in Silhouette, let me know down below and we can do a different video showing just that, how to use these black files for tracing. But because our kits do come with silhouette files, you don't have to do that. So if you have a silhouette and you're not going to hand cut stickers, this video is for you. So first of all, you're going to go ahead and take the silhouette folder and you're going to hit extract all. So you're just going to right click the folder and extract all. You can also hit extract up top, and that'll also allow you to extract all from the top menu. Once you do that, you're going to get this folder right here. This folder will have all of your silhouette files, pages 1 through 4. This is the full kit of Garden Party, and Garden Party full kit has 4 full pages. In total, it's approximately 8 half sheets, which is typical of a kit that you would buy in a sticker shop. So I'll show you page 1, but today we're actually going to do page 4 because that has the full boxes. So for instance, this is page 1, this is your functional. I'll go ahead and open up all of these so you can see them. We have page 2, which will be your headers, like your glitter headers, your ombre heart checklist, your weekend, your flags, your date covers, and your date dots. Number 3 will be your regular headers and little things, which I typically will skip this page because I don't use little things as much, but you also get like some flags, the 3 heart scallop checklists, the 3 heart half boxes, and then the hydrate stickers. And then the 4th one, this is the one that we're actually going to focus on because I do actually want to cut myself a set of this page, which has your full boxes, your washi strips, your large bottom washi, and then a few extra headers, and then some functional icons, your round icons to be specific. So I'm going to go ahead and close out these other files so that we don't have too much going on. We're just going to have the one file open. So when you download it, this is what the setup will look like. Quick breakdown. You're going to have one large flat file with the images on it, and then you're going to have all your cut objects. If you want a tutorial on how to modify a printable kit so that you can just cut what you want and not have to cut everything, I can do that in a separate video. Just let me know down below. You should already have your registration mark showing. You should have the flat file in the background and then the cut lines in red. I do have a portrait, so this is set up for portrait. So my cutting mat is set for portrait. It's set in portrait sizing. Orientation is portrait. I do like to show the print border and the cut border. The print border is the gray line, the cut border is the red line. If you have a cameo, you want to change this so the cut mat shows cameo. Many times if you already have a cameo, it'll default to open like this. If it doesn't, make sure to change this setting. If this dialog box does not show up, it's going to be in your top right corner where it says page setup panel. You're just going to click this guy. That's how you get to this dialog box. Again, I have a portrait. I set it to portrait. I usually leave the grid options as they are. And then you always want to make sure your registration marks are correct. If you have a cameo or a portrait or a curio, you want to set your type to 1. You can, if you have an older machine, an original silhouette, your registration marks will be just lines. With the cameo and portrait and curio, you will need the square. So make sure this is properly set. It should be set by the time you open it, but just in case, make sure and check. These are the dimensions that I use. I do like to do everything in centimeters. I find that's more accurate as far as measuring the boxes. Your settings might be in inches, but if it's in centimeters, this is what I usually have it set to. You can always change this If you want to change your registration marks, you can always go to advanced options and you can change. You can move your inset so you have a larger cutting space, a larger print area if you do want to modify. But for the setup that I have it, this is how it's set perfectly. So once you're good to go, you want to make sure you're going to print in the best quality. So let's go ahead and go into the printer dialog box. So here I hit the print button up top, and then my print dialog box has come up. My printer is an HP NV7640. I do use HP Instant Ink. If you guys do want to sign up, I can link my printer and the Instant Ink down below. It's a huge cost savings. That's all I'm going to tell you right now, but it's a huge cost savings. Okay, so what I did, I kind of jumped forward. You're going to hit your preferences button, and it's going to give you your print preferences. Typically, it will default to general everyday printing if you have an HP printer. That is plain paper, normal quality, 1 sheet per page, borderless, do not print on both sides. I always change this when printing stickers. If you don't, if you leave this at normal and you end up with striations, discoloration, smearing, just poor print quality, chances are it's this guy right here. What you want to do is you want to change the settings. I have a setting that I have set for my stickers. This is something that I save for myself. I call it Matte Stickers. But if you don't have a custom, you can make your own custom. So what you do is you go here, change it. I don't use HP papers. I use other sticker paper. So I use other matte inkjet papers. If you use glossy sticker paper, make sure to select glossy. It makes a huge difference, I promise you. Then I select best print quality. I leave it at 1, off, and none. Now you have user specified print settings. You can save this as your own custom. I'm not going to because I already have my custom, which is that exact same setting. So once you have your settings set, best, other matte papers, you're going to hit OK, and then you're going to hit print. So next, this is sending and spooling to my HP printer, and you guys can see that it prints just to a normal feed tray. The paper tray is underneath, and then the feed tray is up top. And like I said, this is an HP NV7640. Okay, so now we have our sticker page printed. I used my weatherproof mat from Online Labels. It's a very expensive sticker paper, but you can also get their matte and glossy, which is much cheaper, much more affordable. This is just what I used to sell in the shop, so I have an abundance of this sticker paper. So now that we've completely printed it out, I made sure I have my registrations in the 3 corners. Everything looks properly printed out and the colors look really nice and vibrant. Next, I'm going to mount it to my mat. This is a cry-cut mat or Cricut mat that has been cut down to size. They typically have a larger border, which is why the edges are pretty rough looking, because I wanted it to be essentially the same size as a silhouette mat. This is a silhouette portrait mat. This is what you normally would use, but I find Cricut mats are much cheaper. So I just bought Cricut mats and cut it down to size. So essentially I just laid these 2 on top of each other. I lined up this corner with this corner, just like so. And then I used a Sharpie and marked around the edges and cut off the excess amount. This is important because you want to make sure that this lineup lines up with these lines in the corner, so that when I mount this, I'm just going to line this up to the corner of my cry-cut mat. If you want a tutorial on how to modify a cry-cut mat, let me know. Otherwise, if you're going to use a silhouette mat, you're going to take off the protective cover. This is a light tack mat. I don't like to use the other ones because they tend to rip. You're going to take your sticker paper and line it up to the corner and line it up to the other corner, and then you're just going to tack it down, and you want to make sure that everything lines up properly along the edges of the mat. So that's what you would do with a silhouette mat. With the cry-cut, I do the same thing. Since I cut this down to size, I already know that the corners of this sheet match the corners of the silhouette, and then we are mounted and ready to cut. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start up my portrait. I do have 2 of them. There's this guy down here and this one up here. I do have stickers on them to mark them so I know which one's which. We're going to be using Tinta today because this one tends to cut better than the other guy. I do have under lights for my cabinets, but these guys broke. I actually need to replace them. But as for mounting, we're going to go ahead and load this up. There are little dashes along the bottom here on the portrait. So I'm going to find the furthest dash of the 3 dashes down here, and I'm going to line up my mat with the furthest dash. This will allow me to know where to load my mat into my portrait. And like I said, this is cut to the same size as a silhouette mat, so the lines line up perfectly. Then I'm going to use the top button, which is load with mat. If you hit that button, that means you're loading without a mat. So you can cut sticker paper without a mat, you can cut vinyl without a mat, but then that changes your registration marks because you can't have as large of an area for cutting. So I do like to use a mat, so you want to make sure to use the load with mat button. I do have my blade locked into place. This is unlocked. This is locked. It is set at 3 in depth. And then I'm going to go back to my computer and hit send. Once everything has been mounted, I'm now going to go to the send button. And here I have it set up for line. This is important because let's say hypothetically in other kits, I will actually have other boxes. I will have a blue box that goes around the edge, just like so. I will actually create one to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to change this to blue. I'm going to center this to page. And I'm actually going to make it smaller. And I'm actually going to take a straight line. And I'm going to center this in between. I'm also going to make this blue. This is important because now when you go here, you now have 2 different cut settings. So the red is what I call cry cut because I use a cry cut mat. You will typically use sticker paper white. And then for this, I have a setting that I call die cut because it cuts through the sticker paper, but you can always do cardstock plain. So the reason why I do that is because this allows me to cut out sticker paper and cut out my actual sheets. So what this will do is it'll kiss cut in the red and then it'll cut completely through on the blue. And so then you end up with half-size sticker sheets and kiss cut stickers, which I find is so helpful. For these printables, I don't include the blue line. You can add the blue line if you want to. I typically like to leave it in a whole page because I do take photos for Instagram. For me, my settings, I will actually tell you what my settings are. For my die cut or my cut through sticker paper, I use a blade depth of 3, speed 4, force 31. As for my sticker paper, like I said, I use Online Labels weatherproof sticker paper. I do have a link to the Online Labels matte sticker paper from Amazon. That cut setting for me is depth of 3, speed 4, force 7. So the kiss cut is the sticker paper and the blue is to cut completely through the paper to make sheets. For this tutorial, I'm actually not going to cut through the blue. I'm just going to cut through the red just to show you what it looks like. My machine is called Tinta. I do have a Tinta sticker on it. I have multiple machines, so I like to label them. The other one's called Gertie. So Tinta is from Create with Pen and Gertie is Willow Wallaco. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my portrait, which is Tinta. The old name was Teddy and the old name was Chucky. That's why there's 2 names. And so now that it's ready, I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Once you're done cutting, all you have to do is hit the release button or the opposite feed button, and you're done. And then you just unmount. And in my case, this is not very sticky, so I was able to unmount pretty easily. But there you go. Printed and cut. And all done. So that is it for my tutorial. I hope you guys found this helpful. I'm obviously going to delete the blue lines because I don't want it to save that way. So I actually hit the select by color button up top, and I can now select by color and just delete the blue lines. You can also select the red lines. You can select by fill. I really like the select by color option when I'm creating, so that's really nice. I'm so sorry that I am very long-winded and this was much longer than it needed to be. But if you haven't watched my videos before, you don't know me, I am very long-winded and I like to chat and I am very detail-oriented. It's the engineer in me, I apologize. But I hope that all these tips and tricks were helpful for you guys, and this can allow you to print and cut your own stickers at home. I am really excited about doing printables again, and if you guys want to see a video on how to customize these printables to make them your own and so that you can only print and cut what you want to save sticker space, definitely let me know down below and I can definitely do that in another video. Other than that, that is it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.